Welcome back to Medrash U'Maisa, sharing a story for this week's Parsha, Parshas Chukas. Rav Yaakov Kaminetzky Zatzal, when he still lived in Europe, once had to travel from Minsk to Vilna. His travels took him through a village in which there was only one Jewish resident. As Rav Yaakov was traveling through that village, it started pouring rain. He found out where the house of the Jew was, knocked on the door and asked if he could please stay there because he was soaked through. He was told that the owner does not accept guests, not at all, not whatsoever. So he had to remain wet and somehow continue on his way. It surprised him. That's not the way of a Jew to be so hard-hearted toward travelers. He tried to investigate a little bit. One thing he discovered was that the same experience was shared by Rav Moshe Mordechai Epstein Zatzal, the Rosh Yeshiva of the Yeshiva Rav Yaakov had learned in Slobodka. He also ended up in that town and needed a place to stay and was also refused. Here Rav Yaakov knew that there must be something going on. He investigated further and discovered the following. This man didn't always have his door closed to visitors. He used to be quite hospitable. However, at one point, some guests who stayed at his house stole valuable items from him. And at that point, he decided no more guests. From here, we can learn the repercussions of what a person does in the negative sense and also especially in the positive sense. That person who stole did something very wrong, but the repercussions were that so many others after him who needed a place to stay didn't, and that man who had been getting the mitzvah of achnasas orchim, of taking in guests, now no longer did so. A person expects Rav Yaakov to receive some benefit in this world, as Chazal said, for gemilus chasadim, for achnasas orchim, you get peruseim in olam hazeh, you eat the fruits in olam hazeh, not that the fruits that you do have get stolen. So that's one lesson, to be very sure that when someone does a tova for you, that you're makir tova, that you recognize the good, that you thank the person properly, that you try to repay good with good, and certainly not to repay good with bad. On the positive side, we can see that anyone who does properly thank a person who does a chesed, does an act of loving kindness, enabling the person to feel how good it is, how sweet it is, that enables the person to continue going and do more and more chasadim. You won't be able to see how much chesed that proper thank you generated, that expression of hakaras hatov, of recognizing the good that was done, and the encouragement to the one who was your benefactor. In this week's parsha, we find that Am Yisrael asked the nation of Edom, the descendants of Esau, to simply cross through their land. They said that they weren't going to take anything that they needed, they would buy for full price. Edom slammed the door on them. It's a very painful experience. So each person has to think when they're being a guest with a host or receiving any other type of chesed, make sure that you're not the one who slams the door on those who come after you. Make sure that you're the one who ensures that the door will be opened with a smile. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful Shabbos, a peaceful, safe Shabbos for everyone in Am Yisrael.